Welcome back, everyone. It's gonna be a weird start to the video because, as you can see behind me here, the motor is, for the most part, already reassembled. There's obviously still the coolant piece that needs to go on the front. It needs to be timed, or coolant piece that needs to go on the top. Words, man. Motor needs to be timed. You get the oil pan on, or the lower part of the oil pan, wherever that's at. It's around here somewhere. And then we figured out what was wrong with this motor. So as you can see, there's nothing there. And then you go to this one. That bearing is completely shot, gone. Didn't realize that until we pulled off this lower portion here and the oil pan itself, and they were just caked in metal shavings. But I had a video of all of that and cleaning up what we do still have, getting this all assembled, torquing everything down, you know, all the good engine building stuff. And then went to load it onto the computer, start editing the video, and the SD card was corrupted. So all of the footage of this and some work on the R18 outside all got kind of dumped in the trash because stuff got corrupted. So good timing. Today we're going to get the oil pan on. Well, say today. I've been working on this for about a month or so now because I'm just doing it slowly over time. I'm going to get the lower oil pan on, and then I'm going to start timing the motor. The only thing we're waiting on right now to finish this stupid thing is injectors. The injectors is the main thing we're waiting on now to be able to finish the motor. We have everything else. In this box we have the new timing cover with oil pump, all new timing components there other than the guides, but the guides are perfectly fine. But I got all new chains, tensioners, got all new cam actuators, or whatever how you want to call these things here. So we're slowly getting it back together. Inside I've got not all new pulleys, but most of the new pulleys. So I think it's crank, AC, and power steering, if I remember correctly. They'll all get new ones, or maybe it's a water pump. I'm gonna get you on a time lapse, start getting this motor timed, or I may go kind of a step by step because I know these aren't the easiest of things in the world to do. So we'll see. Obviously, as you watch the video, you'll figure out which one I choose. One thing I forgot to mention, I was doing a quick kind of overview of what we had done, that it got deleted. Got this Gretty oil baffle plate on here as well. So that'll hopefully help as we're throwing this thing around, hopefully on track or drifting or something here in the near-ish future. All right, so we're at the point where we can start timing the motor. Got the sprocket and keyway off of the other motor, swap this plate over. So right now we're about 10 degrees off center to the driver's side of the motor. Now we need to get this cam moved into position, and well, both of them we need to get moved into position. But this one, I don't have a special tool for it, but we can use needle nose. If I knew where my needle nose were. Let's see if these needle nose will work. Yep. Wow, fantastic. All right, well, it's pretty much exactly where it needs to be, so that'll work. I think we actually need to be right about there. And then the other one, pretty sure needs to be in the same position. It's kind of hard to see because I don't have marks on them, but you got the arrow here on this one, got the arrow here on this one. Basically, you're lining up that, and this needs to rotate back around to where the timing mark is lined up with this here. All right, now that we got that taken care of. So this is supposed to be 6.4 Newton meters, which isn't a lot. I also don't have a torque wrench that goes down that low, so I'm just gonna kind of snug it up, call her good. Basically all we need there. Lubricate this up a little bit with some fresh oil. Let's do the sprockets as well. Why not? All right, line up the blue mark on the crank. Go. What? You want to be in my video?
I'm just watching. I bet you can see me anyway.
Probably not, but.
Sheets are watching.
Okay. That's not lining up. So I had the chains on backwards, which is entirely possible. Hold on, I'm gonna double check something because that doesn't look right. Okay, so we're not far off, but we are a little off. We need to come back this way a little bit on this chain and back this way a little bit on this chain. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. As you can see, the timing mark right up here on the top, that mark there needs to be lined up with the pink mark, the pink chain. So I just got to adjust them a little bit and get these to line up. All right, we got all the marks lined up over here. Next thing to do, this chain guide on. Well, first we're going to lubricate it. So we're just going to flip her up. Get a little bit of oil. Wipe her down real good. Now we can flip her back. Make sure it's sitting on the chain as it should. Although, oh, there we go. That'll do her. Now we can get a new tensioner on here. Same thing with this one. It's supposed to be 6.4 Newton meters. I do not have the torque wrench that goes down that low, so we're just going to use a ratchet and a socket. That should be more than enough there. So we got timing mark up here, all good. Timing mark here, all good. Timing mark there, all good. So now we can pull that. She's good to go. Now we're gonna double check, make sure everything stays where it needs to be. And make sure everything stays lined up. Alright, so we got our marks here lined up. And we got our mark here lined up. So we are good to go on this side. Now we can start working on the passenger side of the motor. So I already laid the chain on here. Once you have the driver's side of the motor done. Get her back to top dead center, basically, well, get her back to top dead center where the timing mark on the crank is lined up, and then both of them on the driver's side cams are lined up. You center these up, get your blue mark on your crank, get your pink mark up here lined up with this one, get your pink mark over here lined up with this one, and you start putting all your stuff on. We got that there. Just make sure everything stayed lined up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now we can get that tensioner on. Again, just like the other side. 6.4 Newton meters if you have a torque wrench. Otherwise, snug, and then another 1/8 of a turn or so. And then you can pull your pin. And that's it. Timing is complete. Rotate it around a couple times, make sure everything lines back up, and hopes I didn't screw anything up. Mainly on this side, because I already checked this side. Got that back lined up, and that back lined up. So we are golden. Motor is all timed. Final pieces are coming together. Got the other one over here. Working on his car. Putting all the sensors on from the old timing cover and oil pump to the new one. Got the new set of injectors here. I just got them off of eBay, but they look like pretty much look brand new, damn near. So I'm gonna get these in the motor while he's doing that. And we'll get that slapped on here. Finish assembling the rest of the top end here, and I'm pretty much having rotor ready to go in. I honestly don't remember where I stopped filming last time, but we are most of the way there on this thing. We got the coolant pipe back on top. We got the high pressure fuel injectors back in after getting a new set of them, because my dumbass took them out, not realizing the Deech works over there. Go in the stupid intake manifold. So got those in. As you can see, got the wiring harness on, got the front cover on. The only thing, got the cam actuators or whatever Subaru calls these stupid things in. The only thing I really need to do now is intake manifold, the crank, and all the front cover seal stuff. New spark plugs and coil packs. Then the flywheel stuff, which is right over here. So we got a new X clutch, billet throwout fork, new throwout bearing, new pilot bearing, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna get to work on finishing this thing up. Oh, and I got new pulleys inside for some of these pulleys. I think it's a water pump, crank, and AC, if I remember correctly, but I'll have to go in and look and see which ones they are. So, oh, and then the oil filter. All right, we have a pretty much fully assembled motor. The only thing I'm missing right now, obviously, the stuff up top, is I'm using some of those mounting bolts to for the brackets to put the engine hoist on, but those are easy enough to get in once the motor's in the car, and then an oil dipstick tube, only because I don't have the right size gasket laying around for that, so I gotta go get that. Not a big deal. You can see everything on the side is all taken care of. All these covers are on, ECU's on, everything's wired up. And everything go same on this side. New spark plugs, new thermostat, I got the oil filter mount swapped over from the old one. Cleaned up the engine bay a little bit. Basically, I just took the shop vac over there to it. Cleaned up all the leaves for the most part. Some of the other crap, cobwebs from sitting for so long. But, and you still swap out the throwout bearing and the clutch fork. But otherwise, we are pretty much ready to get this car, or this motor in the car. And we got the X clutch on here with the factory flywheel, so everything is nice and lined up. I'm going to swap out the throwout bearing, clutch fork. We're going to get this motor in the damn car, because I am ready to start working on the next project. Let's get to it. There we go. Motor is in. I'm going to start buttoning things up. We'll bring it back in when we have a finished engine bay. I'm not sure if we're going to do first start in this video or not. All the accessories are on. Intake's on, serpentine belt's on. New battery. Obviously, as you can see, we're starting to put the coolant in now. We've got a new drain plug around here somewhere because the one on the oil pan's messed up, but we'll get that swapped out. So at this point, we're pretty much ready to start. We just got to put finish putting some coolant in it, put some oil in it, and we should be ready for the first fire up. So, you ready? You ready?
Oh, yeah.
About damn time.
10-second intervals.
All right. First crank.
Getting oil?
Not yet.
No, it's at 10-second intervals, so.
Yep. Keep going. Oh! Stop. We got something leaking. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know. Looks like fuel. Found our first issue. Both of the, you see that fluid there. All four of the high pressure fuel injectors are leaking. So, gotta rip the intake manifold back off, figure out why those are leaking, and then we can go back to trying to get this fucking thing fired. Fantastic. Got the intake off, blah blah blah, all that good crap to get to the high pressure fuel injectors. In my infinite wisdom, these gaskets right here that are on top of them, for some reason they get put on the injectors themselves. They were sitting in the fuel rail, so they weren't sealing, obviously. We get this all put back together, and we'll go for round two after we get some of this cleaned up. As you can see, all the paper towel love to clean up the fuel and coolant from taking the intake off. I'll be back in a second. Finally got stupid injectors not leaking. So, we're gonna go for the first startup.
Nervous.
Smoky.
That's probably more than 5 seconds.
A little bit.
A little smoky.
Don't smell great. Does not smell great at all. But as you see, This
started.
stupid fucking thing started after damn near 2 years. So, as you can tell, voice is a little gone right now. I've been a little sick. But, I'm going to end the video on that. Next time we'll come back, we'll get it all tuned, take it for some rips in it, and we'll go from there. Have a good one.